Hello and welcome to another episode of Saga Media. I wanted to jump on. It has been a while for us, but I wanted to jump on and kind of discuss the news. I felt the need to get on. Somebody who's is a trader in Bitcoin, and we have a financing piece to this podcast and the media company that I wanted to get in and just kind of discuss about Bitcoin. As today it just soared up to $64,000, as you can see on the screen here. Topped over at 64,000, which, if you want my honest opinion, this isn't financial advice in any way, shape, or form, but a lot of people were kind of looking at this halving in April. They state April 20th that the halving will happen, which if people out there don't know what that means, that essentially means that it's going to be um, for what you're mining today, you're going to get almost half. So what that does is that actually uses more computing power to then only get half, but that makes the asset even more lucrative in regards to the fact that it's kind of a supply and demand situation. It is a finite asset, so there's only 21 million that's ever going to be in circulation. And when the halving happens, each time usually the price drops, but then usually if you follow charts out over time, you do see that at periods at the halving, normally within anywhere from 6 to 18 months, it hits another all-time high. And that's been something that you've seen, over and over as we kind of go over this chart here and kind of go back, to the last halving, and you see in 2020 as the prices started, moving pretty well, and then, drops down. We know what went on in 2022 with all the fraud and just the bad news, and in 2023. But this pump is, I personally believe, is a little bit different, and I believe the price when Wall Street started heavily getting in with BlackRock and the Bitcoin ETF got approved. I said to a lot of my colleagues and just in general discussion that there wasn't going to be the drop in price up to the halving. I said because it's different this time. I mean, you have a whole nother marketplace. I mean, you literally have the largest funds in the world now investing and offering this as an option. So you're literally getting trillions of dollars and going into this. So with that said, my personal opinion was the fact that the price was going to go up to the halving, and also after thereafter. So I stated that there would be a all-time high in discussions I've had prior to April. Now, will there be another drop? I mean, if you look at the charting over time, every halving, the price generally drops and quite significantly. But as was stated previously, 6 to 18 months is when it goes up. So, but I don't know that anybody really expected this. I don't know anybody expected 60,000, 64,000 today. So it's a good sign if you are a holder of Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies, even these altcoins and Ethereum. They've all started to see, I believe, pumps that and price increases that just weren't expected in the market. And so this is a positive thing. Now, getting into some other news, and this is another one that seems to happen, and I had to comment on this, but while it hit $64,000, Coinbase is one of the largest exchanges, and that you can go on and purchase and sell cryptocurrencies. It's a great company. I've done other business with them in regards to crypto mining operations, and it is one of the sites that I use and apps that I use and platforms. For mine. It's one of my main ones, but it's this. I personally, and I know others can speak on this, is when October of 2021 and late October 21, when a lot of these coins were spiking, and specifically altcoins. I remember Shiba Inu hit its all-time high. I had friends and colleagues calling me constantly, blowing up my phone on October 29th, I believe was the date. Uh, I can't sell my Shiba Inu. I'm up $25,000. I want to be able to sell it. Like, what do I do? And this was through multiple platforms. This isn't just picking on one. This was through the Robinhoods, the Coinbases, the Crypto.coms. And so, you also saw it in the beginning of, May, when the big pump happened, the all-time high, May of 2021, where all of a sudden these apps, these investment apps weren't working. You saw it in Robinhood during the GameStop and the AMC pumps. You know, it would pump and you can't do anything. Your account's frozen or locked up, and they constantly were using system errors. So it's definitely something that's discouraging, and it's not going to be good uh, for the mainstream to have confidence. You know, if you start to have glitches like this when we're getting close to an all-time high. But as you can see today, Coinbase customers were stunned to find accounts stating wiped out. I was one of them. I pulled it up and I didn't worry because based off of what I just said earlier, I was used to this, but it was a little annoying that the fact that it was prohibiting me from transacting. And you know, it doesn't make anybody feel good when you see a zero balance and when you had seen something of significant value moments earlier. And this went on for at least on mine for about 15 minutes. So I'd like to hear in the comments others and what you experienced. But uh it definitely was stunning to a lot of people. And it's not, you know, they claim that the CEO stated here that uh, it was a glitch and it was the app was overwhelmed and all that nonsense. So it was closing in on the all-time high, and that seems to happen, and that's a trend. And again, this wasn't something that was just based on Coinbase. Service interruptions happened to Robinhood and Kraken as Bitcoin soared to 64,000. So this went across a few platforms, but I'm going to say that it's not encouraging to ones who are just getting into this, especially after the Bitcoin ETF was released and launched. And I mean, how do you get consumer confidence in the industry when these things happen? And they've happened multiple times, and it isn't just in cryptocurrency and whatnot. Like I stated, that during the AMC boom in 2021 and GameStop and all that that was going on, every time it was hitting a high, that the apps were locking up. And so it can be frustrating, but it's definitely concerning. But to stick to the positive news, look, we're holding here, and I don't know that anybody expected this to be the case. And we've now got an all-time or closing in on an all-time high. And me personally, I don't see Bitcoin falling below $60,000 for quite some time. I personally believe we are going to hit $75,000 prior to the halving in April, and maybe even greater. Because if this has the amount of capital that's now being pushed over to Bitcoin, I mean, this could really get into. I know that Kathy Woods were stating up there that uh, she saw $1.2 million per Bitcoin by 2030. I mean, a lot of people thought she was crazy, but she may be right in the way this is going, because I don't think anybody expected this. I mean, the trend right now was if you go through and really start diving in the charts and the formations of these charts and just study history, it was possibly going to get to 55,000 by the halving in April. And so we've already obviously exceeded that. And it just doesn't seem, anytime it does drop down, it usually holds resistance. And I do believe the resistance right now is going to be at about $60,000. But tell us what you think in the comments. Give us a like, share our videos, and we will be back in studio in a couple weeks. We got some really good podcast scheduled with some great guests, and we'll be doing some more and following this, and as Bitcoin continues to rise. Thank you, and we will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day.